A brand new, never-before-seen body cam footage has recently been obtained by the Daily Mail, and Johnny Depp's lawyers believe that it finally proves Amber Heard lied about the blowout fight between them. She originally claimed that the actor had trashed their penthouse and threw a phone at her face, but that story is slowly unraveling. But first, before we dive into that, if you could do us a big favor and please tap that like button, we would really appreciate it. And with that out of the way, let's begin. The blowout fight that led to the ending of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's toxic 18-month marriage has finally been exposed. If you recall, Amber Heard and her friends had initially provided statements and evidence in multiple legal cases saying that Depp had thrown a phone at the face of Amber Heard. Along with that, they also claimed that he trashed their penthouse kitchen during the now infamous 2016 incident. However, Johnny Depp's lawyers are now raising an eyebrow after police body cam footage shows a penthouse apartment in perfect condition. Originally, the claim was that the entire apartment was in a state of disarray, with descriptions of broken candle holders, smashed glass on the floor, and fairy tales of red wine being sloshed all over the walls and carpets. However, this body cam footage and memory of the police that arrived on the scene is now telling a different story. 4 different LAPD officers had been to the downtown LA loft within the span of 2 hours. The reason for the second visit, though, that we're seeing from these 2 officers is because Amber Heard's friend accidentally dialed 911 again. According to the Daily Mail, the first 2 officers that arrived on the scene have now given new depositions saying they swept the $1.5 million property but did not find any injuries, vandalism, or evidence of a crime. The body cam that this second squad of cops was wearing, though, is supremely important in this case. It shows a clean hallway leading up to the apartment, an elegant and untouched kitchen, plus you can even see Amber and her friends calmly sitting on the couch. On the couch in a living area perfectly in place, there's fresh flowers, stacks of books, plus there's even candles still in their candle holders. Odd. The officers don't even stay for that long because they spot nothing suspicious that's worth investigating. And in that entire 3.5-minute clip, there is no sign of damage or staining on the floors or carpets. If this just happened, there is no way you would be in the emotional state of mind to clean everything up before the second set of police arrive. Johnny Depp's attorney Adam Wallman is now saying that this footage proves there was never any trashing or wrecking spree that took place that night, and therefore Heard's account of the evening cannot be trusted. Mr. Wallman said in a statement to the Daily Mail, Amber Heard and her friends described a chaotic, messy crime scene, but the newly released LAPD body cam videos unambiguously show that the penthouse was utterly undamaged and that their testimony was one more grandiose lie. The next big upcoming legal battle between these two will be held again in Fairfax County, Virginia. Johnny Depp will be suing Amber Heard for $50 million over the Washington Post op-ed piece that she wrote where she described herself as a domestic violence survivor. Now, that being said, this one may be tough for Johnny Depp because he was never actually mentioned by name in that article, although simply because of speculation, he was fired from his role as Captain Jack Sparrow in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. In addition to the lack of his name being in that article, he will also be fighting uphill after losing his British High Court libel case. That definitely has to take some wind out of your sails, and the Sun's article outright labeled Johnny Depp and called him a wife. Justice Nicol had ruled that based on the evidence provided, what the Sun had described was substantially true, which meant he believed the father of 2 had attacked Amber a dozen times, apparently fearing for her life on 3 occasions in particular. Now, this incident from May 21st, 2016 was also brought up in the libel case, and Amber gave a graphic testimony. She described how Johnny hurled a phone at her face and ripped out clumps of her hair. This confrontation was said to have taken place in penthouse 3 of the apartment building. And believe it or not, but back then, Johnny Depp actually owned an entire floor of 5 neighboring apartments and was said to have a private elevator just to access that floor. Apparently, after Depp's security broke up the fight between them, he went over to penthouse number 5. Amber then claimed that she kept some of her stuff there, and then he went over to it so that he could ransack her possessions and cause further damage before storming out of the building. Amber's lawyers provided the court with images showing smashed photo frames, broken glass, and the wine spilled across the hardwood floors. In their deposition, Amber Heard and her best friend Rocky Pennington, who claimed to actually be a witness to the incident, both offered their accounts. Mr. Pennington said, "They have a big kitchen island in the middle of the kitchen, and on there's candles and like fruit and glass like jars and vases and things like that, and he just was hitting everything with the wine bottle, just smashing it all off. So there was fruit on the floor and baskets and glass bottles and flowers." In Amber Heard's deposition, she echoed a similar story saying, "There fruit everywhere, baskets on the ground, the containers holding the spoons and forks, kitchen utensils, those were spilled. He broke a lot of glass things that left glass on the floor. When he walked out into the hallway, you could see wine spilled all over the ground and wine on the walls, and so I knew that at least he had gone through there and was like sloshing wine anywhere." Although the domestic violence specialist Melissa Sanchez and Tyler Hayden, who were on the scene around 15 minutes after the alleged incident took place, say that they swept both apartments but didn't find any injuries to Heard's face or evidence of vandalism. In a new statement, they said, "I did not identify her as a victim of domestic violence. We met with the victim, we checked the location, the husband wasn't there, and that the victim advised us she wasn't going to give us further information." Now, the argument will be that they cleaned up the mess that Johnny made, but in his 2019 deposition for for the Virginia case, Pennington's husband Josh Drew, who answered the door for the cops the second time, he said that he did nothing to clean up the wine. In the deposition, he said, "After the first officers, we did clean up the broken glass off the floor. The dogs were there, and just for safety's sake. In penthouse 3, there was a number of broken glass and items strewn about the counters and the floor in the kitchen. Only in the kitchen. It was sort of around the kitchen island. In the hallway outside of the penthouse was quite a bit of spilled wine. I don't believe we dealt with that at all." Adam Waldman says that this mistake in describing the events could definitely help Johnny Depp win the next legal battle. He added, "You can see clearly in the police body cam videos that all the items Miss Heard and her friends claim Mr. Depp smashed to smithereens with a wine bottle off the island in his penthouse kitchen. Glass, fruit, baskets, vases, and candelabras are in perfect condition and tidily in their place. Nor does the red wine they claim that Mr. Depp splashed all over the light-colored hallway carpets and walls exist. These videos prove unambiguously that the first two police officers on the scene told the truth about no damage. It is not complicated. Miss Heard and her confederates lied." But we would love to hear your thoughts on the story though, so make sure you let us know down in the comments what you think. And while you do that, I'm going to check out some of your comments from the video titled, "Khloe Kardashian Clumps Back, Addison Rae Stopped by Police, and Bryce Hall Gets Sued." Sophia K says, "I find all of Khloe's responses to be quite passive-aggressive, but I also can't actually imagine how it would feel like to be in her shoes with the thousands of negative comments she sees every day. It must hurt her soul." Yeah, I know it's hard to feel sorry for Khloe Kardashian, but at the same time, that would suck. Just getting thousands of hate comments. And like many people are saying, she did perpetuate it, but still sucks. Vicky Netherland says, "Wouldn't be IO without the burp." Definitely. I don't think I burped today, but it usually happens a lot right as soon as we start filming. And every one of the hosts too. It's odd. Jackie says, "I've noticed that since I'm watching a lot of your videos, I've been saying sorry the Canadian way rather than sorry the American way. Now I've had people ask if I'm Canadian." Hey, that's not a bad thing. If people think you're Canadian, I'll try saying it the American way. Sorry. Did I do it? Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Zell says, "Khloe should say that to herself." Ooh, I mean, sometimes the best thing is taking your own advice. Yeah, I agree. Van says, "Khloe's a mess, she gotta get a better manager." I mean, it certainly seems like it. Like I said in that previous video, like, seems like a missed opportunity for sure. But either way, that has been today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy, YouTube.